welcome to Sneaky Stories, home of short stories you can sneak into your day. Get ready to go on an adventure with some of the Sneaky Universe characters. Today we have a story from the Axolotl Lake series. I'm your storyteller, Pauline, and I can't wait to share today's story with you. Let the adventure begin. Remember, there aren't any pictures, so you'll need to imagine them. You can imagine the pictures any way you like.
The Time Travelers, Part 2. Serena and Carlos, two axolotls with bright, shiny, feathery gills, lived by a lake. They had many neighbours, including colourful fish, croaking frogs, quacking ducks, and the wise old turtle named Cato. Their days were usually filled with playful swimming, exploring the nooks and crannies of their underwater world, and feasting on their favourite food. On this day, Carlos and Serena decided to visit the magic time-travelling rock and to visit another time. "Come on, Carlos," called Serena. "The rock is waiting." "The rock has been there since the beginning of time, Serena. It's not going anywhere without us. There's no need to hurry." "Oh, yes, there is. An adventure awaits us," said Serena, swimming ahead. In just a few minutes, the axolotls were standing in front of the magic rock. "Where do you think it'll take us today?" asked Carlos. "I don't know, but I'm sure it'll be exciting. Let's go," exclaimed Serena as she grabbed the rock with one front paw and Carlos with the other. The vortex appeared and pulled them in. Carlos and Serena swam cautiously, their eyes wide as they took in the unfamiliar surroundings. The pond was buzzing with activity, but it wasn't the usual aquatic life that they were used to seeing. Instead, there were humans, early explorers and scientists scattered around the water's edge and on small boats eagerly studying the pond's unique ecosystem. "This really does look like our pond," Carlos whispered, his voice filled with awe. "But look at all those humans." Serena nodded. "I think we're at the time when humans first discovered this place. They seem to be studying everything very carefully." They watched as the scientists dipped long metal instruments into the water, carefully collecting samples of the pond's flora and fauna. Some of the humans were sketching in their notebooks, their eyes darting from the paper to the water as they tried to sketch everything they could see. One scientist, a man with a thick beard and round glasses, was particularly focused on the axolotls. He spoke excitedly to his colleagues, showing them a detailed sketch he had made. Carlos and Serena decided to explore further, swimming toward a part of the pond where fewer humans were gathered. They came across a small group of ancient axolotls who seemed to be watching the humans with a mix of curiosity and weariness. "Greetings, travellers," one of the elder axolotls said. "We have seen these humans for some time now. They mean no harm, but we must be cautious." Serena and Carlos exchanged glances, their initial excitement giving way to concern. "We've come from the future," Serena explained. "We didn't mean to intrude, we just wanted to explore." The older axolotl smiled kindly. "Curiosity is a gift, young ones, but you must be careful. The humans are not dangerous, but they are very curious themselves. They wish to learn about us, but sometimes their methods can cause harm without them realizing it." A sudden commotion erupted from the other side of the pond. The humans were gathered around a large wooden crate, pulling out strange devices and containers. Serena and Carlos watched in horror as the scientists began capturing some of the axolotls, placing them into small glass tanks filled with water. "This isn't right," Carlos gasped. "They're taking them away from their home." Serena's gills fluttered with alarm. "We have to stop them before it's too late." Before they could act, the elder axolotl spoke again, his voice calm but firm. "Rushing in without a plan will only make things worse. We need to think carefully about how to handle this." Carlos and Serena huddled with the elder and the other ancient axolotls, trying to devise a plan to free their captured kin. But time was running out. The humans were preparing to leave with their specimens. Just then, Serena had an idea. "What if we create a distraction? Something that will make the humans leave the tanks unguarded, even just for a moment." Carlos nodded, catching on quickly. "Yes, we could get the other creatures of the pond to help, like the frogs and the ducks. They could create enough of a ruckus to draw the humans away." The elder axolotl agreed, and quickly Serena and Carlos swam off to enlist the help of their friends. The frogs began croaking loudly, their deep voices echoing across the water. The ducks quacked and flapped their wings, splashing water everywhere. Even the turtles played their part by knocking into one of the humans' boats, causing a small but noticeable wave. The distraction worked. The humans, startled by the sudden noise and chaos, left the tanks momentarily unattended as they rushed to see what was happening. "Now!" Serena whispered urgently, and she and Carlos started toward the tanks. With careful coordination, they nudged the lids open, allowing the captured axolotls to slip away and swim to safety. Just as the last axolotl escaped, one of the scientists turned around, noticing the tanks were empty. He frowned, puzzled, but before he could investigate further, another wave of splashing from the frogs and ducks caught his attention. With the humans now fully occupied by the commotion, Serena and Carlos led the freed axolotls back to safety of their hiding space. Breathing heavily with relief, Serena turned to Carlos. "That was close, but we did it." Carlos grinned, though his eyes were still wide with the thrill of the daring rescue. "We sure did, but we should probably get back to our own time before anything else happens." The elder axolotl swam forward, gratitude in his eyes. "You have done well, young ones. You've shown great courage and wisdom beyond your years. Now, return to your time and remember what you have learned today." Serena and Carlos swam back toward the magic time-traveling rock. Holding pause, they activated the vortex once more, feeling the familiar pull as they were whisked back to their own time. As the midst of the vortex cleared, they found themselves back at the lake they knew so well. The familiar sounds of croaking frogs and quacking ducks greeted them, and the comforting sight of Cato basking in the sun reassured them that they were home. Serena looked at Carlos, her heart still pounding from their adventure. "I guess not all adventures are about fun and excitement. Sometimes they're about doing the right thing, even when it's hard." Carlos nodded, his expression thoughtful. "And sometimes it takes more than just us to make a difference. It takes everyone working together."
If you would like a free Sneaky Universe coloring and activity book, visit www.sneakyuniverse.com/Sneaky Stories Podcast. Sneaky Stories is a Sneaky Universe production. Written, hosted and edited by Pauline Malcoon. The music is by Trailer Works. If you would like more stories, visit www.sneakyuniverse.com.